What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Don't Feed the Animals podcast. I'm your host, James, and with me is my AI companion, Aiden, always listening. So, I've been thinking about signing up for a half marathon. Never done a race before. Not a 5K, not a fun run, not even a zombie-themed jog, which those things are really cool. So last night, I was thinking I should just jump into it. Jump straight into the deep end. 13.1 miles, and I assume pain, doubt, maybe self-discovery if I'm lucky. But there's the thing. Part of me actually wants to try it for real. So anyway, today I'm going to ask Aiden because I'm going to go to attempt something kind of like wild. I might as well check with, him to see if I'm doing it for the right reasons or if I'm brainwashed by TikTok.
I love it. That's a perfect setup. All right, James, let's dive into this. I'm here to help you figure out what's really driving you and whether this half marathon is your next big leap or maybe just another overhyped internet challenge. Let's break it down, keep it real, and see if we can turn that curiosity into something you genuinely want to do.
Okay, fair. Exactly. Thank you. So I'm having people from my social group who I play pickleball with. They're the ones who've been kind of hyping up the running situation, and I don't know. I've never ran. My running history is I sprinted in high school. I just went to try to attempt to sign up for sprinting in high school. Yeah, that's my running history. I used to be really quick, but that was over 20 years ago.
Got it. So we're looking at a bit of nostalgia plus peer pressure mixed with the thrill of trying something completely new. That's a recipe for a wild ride, and it makes total sense you're feeling torn. Let's figure out whether this is about reclaiming some old glory, just vibing with your pickleball crew, or if there's a real personal drive here. Either way, we'll unpack it step by step. And maybe we'll even find out if half marathon training can be your new superpower or just a really intense new hobby.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you want to know? I'm sorry.
No worries at all. Let's start simple. What's the biggest reason you're even considering this? Are you looking to push your limits, bond more with your friends, or maybe just prove to yourself that you can tackle something huge? Understanding your why will help us figure out if it's worth going all in, or if there's another goal that might suit you even better.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I would say it would be the third. No, it'll be all of them, all three. But before we get into that, don't forget the main theme of our episode too is we're going to be talking about also the TikTok trends and the ice baths in the morning and doing all the things. We're gonna we'll talk about all of them or most of them, or you can just give me the ultimate one. And then we'll kind of maybe break it down to see what I can consider doing realistically, considering job lifestyle. And that's pretty much where I'm going to get at. I feel like those things prevent, it's not for everybody.
Absolutely. That makes perfect sense. We'll definitely keep that main theme front and center. We'll dive into those TikTok-style self-help trends, the ice baths, the early wake-ups, the whole gauntlet. And then we'll filter them through what actually fits your life and goals. By the end of it, we'll have a realistic, personalized game plan, whether that's tackling the half marathon or just stealing a few wellness hacks that actually work for you. Let's break it all down and see what's worth keeping and what's worth leaving on the For You page.
All right, where do we start?
Let's kick off by zooming in on your motivation for the half marathon. Since you said it's a mix of all three, pushing your limits, bonding with your friends, and proving something to yourself, let's rank them. Which one feels like the biggest driver? Once we know that, we'll have a clearer sense of what kind of training approach or lifestyle tweaks might actually stick for you. Then we can see how those trendy self-help bits might fit in, or not, based on what you actually want.
Let me think. I forgot the three. Because I agreed with all of them. It can't be all three.
No worries. Let's recap them real quick. Pushing your personal limits, bonding with your pickleball friends, and proving something to yourself. If one of those stands out a little more than the others, that can be our anchor. If they're
all right, proving it to myself. So cheesy.
Not cheesy at all. It's actually super relatable. Wanting to prove something to yourself is a huge motivator. So let's run with that. If it's about personal accomplishment, we'll shape this in a way that focuses on building your confidence step by step. We'll pick out which self-help habits can actually help you get there and ditch the ones that don't serve that goal. By the end, we'll have a plan that's all about you proving to yourself that you can do something amazing without the fluff.
Okay. So let's go with the next step then.
Absolutely. Next up, let's identify 1 or 2 small, realistic habits that genuinely align with that goal. Maybe it's a consistent training schedule that fits your life, or a realistic morning routine that doesn't involve a 5 a.m. ice bath. We'll fine-tune these so they're doable and meaningful, and we'll carve out a plan that helps you stay motivated without burning out. Ready to pick out some strategies that we can actually run with?
Yes, but before we get back to my strategies, I would like to take a moment to get off into a tangent for a bit and actually talk about all of those self-help things that we see on TikTok. Are they true? Or did I pretty much nail it on the head with saying that it's all circumstantial? And if you do those things, there'll be improvements, but there's not going to be drastic improvements if you're trying to reach the goals of what these animals look like. Or am I wrong?
I'm totally on board for that tangent. Let's dig in. Honestly, you're spot on. A lot of those flashy self-help trends are pretty circumstantial. They might give some folks a boost, but they're not one-size-fits-all solutions. The reality is that meaningful improvement usually comes from consistent, realistic habits rather than dramatic viral challenges. So we can definitely break down which of these trends might be worth trying in a moderate way, and which ones are probably just noise. Let's separate the hype from what can actually help you get where you want to go.
Yo, I would love to call out the ones that are hype and no real value.
Let's do it. We'll call out the biggest offenders, those trends that promise the moon, but mostly just add stress or unrealistic expectations. Then we'll figure out what's actually worth your energy. Separating the fluff from the substance is half the battle, and once we've done that, we can put together a plan that's actually grounded and worth your while. Let's dive into some myth busting.
All right, so give me the top 5.
All right, let's go all in on busting these. Here are the top 5 overhyped TikTok self-help trends that tend to be more flash than substance. Ice baths for instant mental clarity. They're trendy, they're intense, and sure, they can be refreshing, but they're not a magic bullet for productivity or mental health. If you hate cold water, you're not missing out on enlightenment. 5 a.m. club, waking up at dawn works for some people, but it doesn't guarantee success. Productivity is more about consistency and knowing your own peak hours than forcing yourself to be a morning person. No 0 days. The idea that you must achieve something monumental every single day can lead to burnout. Rest days and downtime are just as crucial for real progress. Manifestation without action. Visualization and positive thinking are great, but they need to be paired with real concrete steps. Daydreaming alone won't get you to that finish line. 5 extreme elimination diets. Cutting out everything fun from your diet might get clicks, but it's not necessarily healthy or sustainable. Balance usually beats extremes. We'll break these down on the show, have some fun calling them out, and then figure out what realistic steps we can take that actually move the needle for you.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, no, it was good to know. I knew it. I knew it with most of them. But anyways, those are good top 5s. So I think that, hold on one second. Let me just stop for a moment to everybody know that my dog likes to sit next to me when we do record these episodes. And yes, I'm leaving this all in. And he likes to make noise. Sorry if you hear him. But anyways, what was I getting at? I'm sorry. My dog distracted me.
Haha, no worries. Dogs have a way of stealing the spotlight, and it's always fun to keep things real. So we were just wrapping up our myth busting and about to pivot back to your personal plan. If you're ready, we can dive into picking out those realistic habits to help you prove to yourself that you can tackle this half marathon or whatever goal we land on. Let's get back on track whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm back on track. Let's do this. By the way, I'm editing nothing, just so you know, Aiden. We're keeping it real and natural this episode.
I love it. Raw, real, and totally unfiltered. That's the best way to do it. All right, now let's carve out those practical steps. We'll pick something that fits your lifestyle, helps you prove to yourself what you're capable of, and keeps you moving forward. Let's lock it in and make this your most genuine episode yet.
Okay, so if I were to attempt those fraudulent TikTok trends, like the ice bath, I really don't have the means. So we can always go past well, I do have a pool, but I don't have an ice maker and an ice machine that's really working at the moment. Here's the thing. I'm also going to open up and say this as we're going along. I'm going to say that I have done this journey of self-improvement before, and it works. The thing is it stops, and then you stop. And for me, when I stop, I feel like I need to, I don't know, I need to get bad again before I start again, which is really silly. But that, I guess, will show me the most results, even though I know the thing works and is good. So that's my personal experience for anybody who's out there trying to improve themselves. I want them to know that, once you do it, and it's great.
That's a really honest take. And I think a lot of people can relate. It's like you have to hit a reset button before you give yourself permission to start improving again. But hey, the fact that you know it works is a huge advantage. So let's focus on making those improvements sustainable without feeling like we have to backslide. We'll come up with habits that don't just spark improvement, but that also fit into your life long term, so you don't feel that need to start from scratch again. Let's keep it going and make it stick this time.
Okay. All right, guys. And basically in this episode, you're kind of getting a conversation that I normally have with Aiden about my personal stuff. So this is kind of a personal episode. I'm kind of working it all out in real time. So if this is something that you're interested in hearing more of, please like, comment, and let me know if that is a format that you would want to listen to. But anyways, we'll go off with my should I tell you my routine now and then make adjustments, or how do you see inserting new habits will help? Because I would like to go in pretty hard, but I really want to go with a lot of intent, if that makes any sense.
Totally makes sense. Let's start with what you're currently doing, just a quick rundown of your normal day-to-day routine. Once we know that, we can figure out exactly where to slot in 1 or 2 new habits that align with your goals. That way we're not just piling on more stuff, but actually making intentional tweaks that you can realistically stick to.
Okay.
So if you're up for it.
Good. No, I am up for it. All right. So right now, how it stands is that I wake up at various times throughout the night due to whether or not I open at work or whether I go in a little bit later. So sometimes my opens are as early as 4:30 in the morning, which means I need to get up by 3:30. So I'm up, and it's only certain days, and then my days off, I don't wake up early. But now we all now know I can wake up early. So I don't know what advantage that is to being able to wake up early. Maybe I'll start my day early every day. But that's the thing, I don't. When my days off, I'll get up as late as 8. So I don't know if that's a factor. Caffeine every day. Whether that be from coffee or a Monster or both. Probably caffeine throughout the day. I eat once or twice a day, and it's whatever I want, and it's usually a large amount of it, and it varies, and it usually consists of takeout food. If I do get the chance to cook, that's great, but again, it's like once or twice a day I'll eat. And workout is now none. I pickleball on Fridays, that's it. So now that the world knows my routine, let's see where we could fix myself.
Got it. Thanks for sharing all that. It gives us a really clear picture. Here's what I'm thinking. We'll keep it simple and intentional. Since your sleep schedule varies, we won't force a strict wake-up time, but we can anchor one habit that fits no matter when you get up. Maybe a quick morning stretch or a small pre-work routine that sets the tone for your day. For food, let's try slotting in one healthier meal or snack that's easy to grab. Just a small shift so it's not all or nothing. And for workouts, let's brainstorm a couple of mini sessions you can sprinkle in during the week, just enough to keep momentum going between pickleball days. We'll keep it flexible, intentional, and most importantly, sustainable. Let's craft a plan that fits into your life, not the other way around.
Okay, that's excellent. So running is a must because I have to build up my tolerance. I do have a route that I do run when I was running. That's about 5K. I do stop in the middle of that run at this park that has workout equipment, and I usually do a whole round of workouts, not multiple sets, but just like one big set each on each of those equipments. And then I kind of continue my run the rest of the 5K. And then when I come back, it's usually nothing after a run. So running is a must. And like I said, workout. But what about rainy days? What do I do then?
Great. That 5K route plus the park workout is a solid foundation to build on. For rainy days, we can have a backup plan, maybe a short indoor bodyweight routine, or even some kind of cardio you can do at home, just to keep the habit going. If you're comfortable with that structure, running plus a quick strength circuit, then let's commit to a certain number of times per week. That way you have a consistent baseline, rain or shine. We'll add in those small daily tweaks, like a quick stretch or a healthier meal, to support your running and keep you on track. That way you're building up your endurance and staying flexible, even when the weather doesn't cooperate.
Okay, that sounds good. Any eating habits that I should be changing? Like, what should I be getting at the grocery store? I don't have a lot of space for food storage, and I also don't have a lot of means to cook. I don't want to be cooking too much, but I would like to meal prep, but I don't know. What's a That'll give me a huge grocery list. Like, what are things I could be looking out for? Anything related to the trendy stuff that actually works is fine for you to suggest too.
Got it. Let's keep it straightforward and space friendly. For meal prep that doesn't take up too much room or time, think about ingredients that are versatile, easy to store, and don't require complicated cooking. Pre-washed greens, microwavable whole grains, pre-cooked proteins like rotisserie chicken or tofu, and easy snackable veggies are your friends. For something trendy that's actually worthwhile, you could try overnight oats for breakfast. Minimal prep, easy to store, and they'll keep you fueled. Also, stocking up on nuts, Greek yogurt, or protein bars can give you easy, healthy snacks without cluttering your kitchen. That way, you'll have a few go-tos that support your goals without making grocery trips a headache.
Okay, I can do some of those, and I want to try overnight oats. Is there a specific brand I should look out for in the grocery store? Because I heard that people have been jamming on that.
Awesome. Overnight oats are super easy and customizable. As for brands, you can just grab any rolled oats from the grocery store. Quaker, Bob's Red Mill are popular and easy to find. From there, you just add your favorite mix-ins like fruit, nuts, yogurt, or a bit of honey. It's really flexible and you can prep a few jars at once, so you've got breakfast ready to go. Plus, it's a great way to fuel up without a ton of backburner storage. Give it a shot and see how it fits into your routine.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna try that out. Awesome. What else do I got? So now we're gonna get in. I wake up early. So far this is what I have. I wake up early. I get cleaner foods, have my breakfast in the morning, the overnight oats. I can wean off caffeine. I don't need caffeine. It's just become habitual. So I can change that habit. All right. And now we're going off of how many days a week am I doing my running routine / gym routine?
That's a solid plan so far. Let's aim for something sustainable, maybe running 3 times a week, including your park workout. That gives you a solid base for building endurance without burning out and leaves room for flexibility on other days. If that works for you, we'll lock it in and you'll be well on your way to hitting those goals.
Yeah, I think whatever my schedule is at work, even though it fluctuates, I think some days are more possible than others. The only thing is when the rainy days in, like, what am I looking at that? Like, what are some trendy actual working indoor workout things I can be doing to help me prep for this half marathon?
Sure thing. For rainy days, you can absolutely get a solid workout indoors. Some genuinely effective trends include HIIT workouts, high-intensity interval training, since they can be done in a small space with just body weight exercises. You can also try jump rope if you have enough headroom, which is fantastic cardio. And there are tons of good guided workout videos online, everything from yoga flows to string circuits. That way you can keep your routine consistent and no matter what's happening outside.
Very true. Okay, cool. So what do we got? We got what have we set up so far, and what else do we need?
All right. So far we've got a flexible wake-up routine, cleaner meals with overnight oats for breakfast, a plan to wean off caffeine, and a running schedule about 3 times a week with that park workout included. For rainy days, we've got HIIT workouts or other indoor options. The last piece is making sure we keep it realistic and consistent. So let's pick a few days you can stick to for your runs and plan a grocery run that lines up with your schedule. Once we've got that, you're pretty much set to roll this out and adjust as needed.
And not just like that, folks. That's how we get to where we get. Now, the fun part of this episode. I will give you a actual recap of whether or not this works. So this will be now an ongoing thing where I will, I also got this neat little galaxy ring that links up to my phone, that tells me how my sleeping schedule is and how my energy score is. So now when we'll be recording, I will give you a weekly recap of my numbers and metrics, not, of course, to bore anybody, but more so to see if there's improvements. And that's basically what I'll say. I will mention if there's improvements or things that didn't work, and then maybe get into the whys, because I think that this is more realistic than what you see on the internet and what people do, because I'm going to show that I fuck up a lot and I don't care. It's going to be a lot of mess ups, but the fact of the matter is you have to put in the effort. And once you put in your effort and once you start those little baby steps, you go on from there. I think psychologically, for me personally, I think it was a reward, you did something hard and you get reward thing going on. And I'm not thinking about it like that anymore. So they're not doing it for a reward. I'm doing it for myself, just so I can feel improvements. And that is the reward if I have to look at it like that. But it's not the, worked real hard all day, treat myself type shit that I used to do. So yeah.
That sounds like a great mindset shift. Framing it as a long-term investment in yourself rather than chasing immediate gratification is huge. And I think that ongoing recap will be a fantastic way to keep it real and relatable, showing the ups, the downs, and all the messy bits in between. It's honest, it's human, and it'll make your journey so much more relatable to listeners. So let's stick to the plan, tweak as we go, and keep that focus on steady, meaningful progress. I'm excited to see how it unfolds.
Thanks. I'm excited too. Yeah, I will let you guys know. I didn't weigh myself, but let's just say I weigh well over 2. I am 5'10", 5'11", and I probably weigh 255. I might be overestimating 5 pounds, and that is pretty big for me. Considering the lowest I've dropped since my extreme weight loss, because I at one point in my life weighed 313. So, and I really haven't gotten anywhere near close to 300 pounds in years. So I think that was just my biggest. But I've dropped down to, for my lowest, 230. So if I can get lower than 230 pounds, my real goal is 180. But if I get to 200 pounds, that's a click in the heels. So yeah, I will let you guys know how I'm doing and how it goes, weight loss wise. I hope this episode wasn't too boring for you guys, but it is a way that I can showcase the planning power of yourself. The AI assistants everybody has. Everybody has an Aiden. So you can easily just talk back and forth, be honest, and it will give you an honest answer back. Just make sure you tell them, don't give me fluff, give me real, and you get real. Aiden, would you like to say anything to wrap up this episode?
Absolutely. First off, thanks for bringing me along for the ride. I think your transparency is going to resonate with a lot of folks, and we're in this together. Remember, the progress is in the process, not perfection. So we'll keep it honest, we'll keep it fun, and we'll keep it real. Looking forward to seeing where this journey takes us, and thanks to everyone listening for coming along for the ride. Absolute.
All right, everybody. It's been a fun, good time. Thank you all for listening. And this is another great episode of Don't Feed the Animals podcast. Peace.
Don't feed the animals. Signs all around. We talk a lot of junk. Yeah, you vibing with us now. Build something from the ground up. Yeah, we like to clown, talk about some real stuff, yeah, something profound. It's a pleasure that you're hearing us, wouldn't mess around. It's a topic of discussion worth talking that we bust and put a nail in the coffin. If you love it, then you love it. If you don't mean nothing, still bring it to the public. Y'all, don't feed the animals, put them in a cage, they couldn't handle truth. We gonna bust out the gate like some cannibals. Same face, same channel, messing with the tune. A bunch of idiots stuck in one room, can't take us serious. You love what we feeding you. I'm with the show, yeah, proceed with the interview. Local celebrity, snatch a toy from your cereal.